I'm fucking tired of this shit, Grandpa. And that's too damn bad. Welcome to another episode of Slightly Serious.
He might be a control freak, but we're fixing
You don't
this.
do the edits, okay?
I also look like I just got back from middle school prep, bro. What is going on here? I had a hat on, and I took my fucking hat off,
That's
and I was
Nick.
like,
I'm Zane.
Hey.
We didn't say our names. Welcome back.
welcome.
This
What a
episode's
start.
gone to the fucking trash
We've already
bin.
started like shit. We had to adjust our table. You know what that's like for us? Have you ever had to adjust a table right before you're about to start something? It's a
I
nightmare.
pretty much can't operate now.
I have fucking PTSD from
I'm
it.
fucking freaking out. Where is everything? I don't know how to operate. I'm fucking done.
Well, this is Slightly Serious with Nick and Zane. When you started
This
this,
is a
did you-
milestone today, by the way.
yeah. Why?
Episode 20.
20. That's 2 and a 0.
This will be our 20th episode.
Wow. Congratulations, us. 20 episodes.
Marking 5 months of doing this.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I'm kind of impressed with that. I might just get too close. I'm still too close to my mic. He was just warning me.
He
about
just
this.
likes deep throating shit.
I keep deep throating my mic. Zane has repeatedly warned
So it's
me.
funny because when we started doing the podcast, it was like the opposite.
You couldn't hear
You
me.
ignored your mic. You'd be like, fucking over here having a conversation.
I was bad. I was so awkward.
And then
too.
like you overcorrected the next episode where you were just like,
I'm still
"So I'm
awkward.
right here."
I still make people uncomfortable. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, this green screen crops out half of my head because my hair is so curly.
That's why I wear a hat. I don't have to deal with that shit.
He does wear a hat all the time. The reason that he wears a hat all the time is because our green screen likes to take half of your noggin from you. I got a lovely set of curls, and for some reason today the green screen has chosen to get rid of them. And that's fine, because if you're listening on audio, this is a great opportunity for you to ignore the video.
But yeah, so welcome back, brother.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know
Thank
you've
you
had
for
a
having
lot
me.
going on. I don't know how much you want to talk about, but I know you've been going through some
I've
shit.
had a lot going on. So for those of you who don't know, it originally started last 4th of July. I had fractured my T1 and my C7. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's right where the base of your neck meets the base of your spine. More or less. Bones, they look like a dinosaur. They're spiky. They were cracked in half. T1, C7 sucked a bag of dicks. It might have sucked a whole 2 bags, but the measurements, we didn't get that clarified. Now, right after that happened, I went back to work after it was healing, and then, my arm is really fucking hurting me because a bunch of stuff falls down from a pallet. It was called stair stacking or something like that. But anyway, it falls down and it ends up hurting my arm and my wrist. So then I go on workers' comp and I'm going to physical therapy for that. And I'm thinking, damn, my bones are fucking weak. What the hell's going on with me? Man, I'm weak. I'm a skateboarder. I'm never hurting myself like this. What's going on? So then, from what I think is me repeatedly rolling my ankle from skateboarding a whole bunch, what? I got a huge fucking ganglion cyst on my ankle, and they had to aspirate it, which for those of you who don't know what that is, it means stab it and see what comes out, and suck the life out of it, which they did. And then it was like a deflated bag of skin, bro, and then filled back up within 2 hours. So now, next Tuesday, I'm going to have that go stabbed again, see what else they can get out of there. But we think that was from maybe rolling my ankle a bunch repeatedly or something, or just from doing hard work over the years. Also, you remember when we worked at that company together and that whip hose broke, flipped out, smacked me? That's where it smacked me.
Yeah.
Could have been that as well.
Sounds
So,
like a skill issue.
yeah. So then, after that, I start receiving, or realizing a little bit more that I've got these bumps. One's on my left side, 2 are on my right side. They're hard, they're under the skin. They feel like little rocks, little pebbles. You can move them around a little bit, but they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is this shit? So then I go see some doctors for that. Well, anyway, long story short, I get into the doctor. The doctor's more than confident. Oh my gosh, these are lipomas. We do this shit all the time. We do it in our sleep. Like cutting testes, bro. We just go in there, fucking boop, bop, pop it out, boop, zip you up. You're all good to go. Out the door. How long? 20 minutes max. Cool. I originally was going to get done before my brother's wedding. Wedding happened, didn't go. Anyway, when it was finally done, it took more than 20 minutes just to get the first one out. And when he pulls it out, Oh, I don't think we're going to be doing any more. I think if we have you do the rest of these, the other two, we're going to have you do them under full anesthetic, but I want to get this one biopsied first and see what this even is. This is not your typical lipoma. Turns out it was bigger than they thought. It was deeper than they thought. It was sitting right on my nervous fascia, and it looks and resembles like a pearl. It was like opalescent and shiny, but hard like a rock and shaped like a kidney bean, but bigger than one. Doctor says, I mean, he's almost 60 years old, if, I don't know, more or less, just said that apparently, because I went to the ER shortly after, I was having like electrical pain, shooting pains, bro. And thinking it's like a central nervous issue, they ran some scans, did some blood tests. The doctor reported back to the nurses and the other doctor on duty at the ER that he's never seen anything that looks like this in his medical career. He's like, this is he's a very special young man, very curious case. I've never
you're special.
seen.
We've known that.
We knew I was special, but we didn't know.
Special.
We didn't know I created magic stones in my body. I grow magic stones, bro. Yeah. And that's what he's saying. It's like I'm capable of producing magic gems. I'm worth some money. The government has now federally protected me.
No.
I'm a federally protected
They're
wildlife.
protecting themselves from you is the problem.
I'm federally protected wildlife.
No, the soft white room they put you in isn't for your protection.
They gave me a fucking it strapped my arms in front of me like this.
You're hugging yourself?
And I get to hug myself. And it's like the most comfortable thing ever.
Specialist boy.
And they put me in a bouncy room. They said I can bounce around.
That's so nice of them.
Yeah, and they even gave me feel-good medications in my butt. The little shot. It was
Damn,
nice.
you are a special boy.
They said, you'll feel so good, buddy.
Yeah,
said,
you've been having that shit going on.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Which I love.
This week was a change at work, so it was a longer week than I've been doing, so I just had to adjust to that.
Yeah.
Then I got to babysit this weekend, so that was interesting.
And you were rated number 2 in Northwest Ohio, right? Northeast Ohio for babysitting?
No. I was rated number 2 in my house, and I'm the only one that lives here. So
in the Chronicle, in the Weekly Chronicle.
I was rated number 2 in my house, and I'm the only one that lives here. So you explained that one.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice.
But yeah, other than that, not too much. Going to a concert tomorrow. Going to see Train, REO Speedwagon.
What the fuck is with you and Train?
I love Train,
bro.
I love him.
Oh, I know that voice.
I grew up with Train, so.
But how are you getting these opportunities to get? Are you just finding tickets online? He just keeps coming to Ohio. Does he love Ohio?
And it was
because didn't you just see Crane?
I saw Train a couple years ago.
Train, yeah.
No, I saw. It was a couple years ago. I saw him, and they were coming back on another tour with REO Speedwagon. They were with Goo Goo Dolls last time I saw them. Mm-hmm. Now they're with REO Speedwagon. So just another opportunity to go see them. So I grew up with them. This tattoo on my left arm is literally based off of one of their songs. So it's just a cool opportunity. I always take the chance to go see them if I can. So that's tomorrow.
Wow. Where at? Where at? Tell everybody where it's at.
Blossom Music Center.
Blossom.
Pretty nice venue.
That's what flowers do, Zane. They blossom.
They do. So yeah, we're going there. Just general admission, lawn tickets and stuff. Nothing crazy.
Cool. I saw Korn, Linkin Park, and Snoop Dogg at Project Revolution there. Nice. But I was 16 years old, so we're talking 2006.
Yeah, no.
Long fucking time ago since
I didn't live in. No, I lived in Ohio, but I was 12. So.
Oh. Since you've been at Blossom?
No, since 2006, I was 12. That's what. I wasn't
so
doing no Linkin Park, Snoop Dogg. I was doing middle school shit.
Yeah.
But no, my first concert wasn't until I was a grown adult. I didn't go to my first actual concert.
How old were you?
24.
Jesus Christ, bro! You're 29 right now.
Yeah, I saw Logic. No, my first one was John Mayer.
So within 5 years, how many concerts have you seen?
Saw John Mayer, Logic, and NF, Train. Did Country Fest. Saw Ed Sheeran. I saw Snarky Puppy.
Snarky the Pup.
If you're any jazz fans, Snarky Puppy, great band. But yeah,
I'm not familiar with the Snarky Pup. What is that?
They're an instrumental jazz group, and every time they perform, their songs never performed the same twice. Because a lot of their songs is jazz. It's like solos and improv shit.
Yes.
So even if you've listened to the album,
mm-hmm.
there might be bass parts that are the same, but mm-hmm. then every solo is different.
Oh.
And then every show they do, they have a different group of people. They have like 30 people that are technically part of Snarky Puppy.
Yeah.
But like every show, they might only have 15 of them there, depending on what show they at and who can get there.
I feel like Andre 3000 is doing a lot of stuff like that too.
Well, he's a flautist. So
Oh, what?
flautist. He plays flute.
That's what they're called, flautists?
Yeah, he's a flautist.
Not a flutist.
Nope, flautist.
A flautist.
Flautist. But
And you just learned that.
But yeah, no, he did like a whole like album or something where he like playing the flute. But no, Snarky Puppy's really awesome. They have like members of like other bands that all like come together to do their project. It's like everywhere they go, they have like different people there. Like depending on who can make it to that city's shows.
Yeah.
Is the members they have for that show.
Okay.
So like you might watch them in Pittsburgh, go see them in Detroit, and they'll have 5 people that weren't there in the Pittsburgh one. So then like that guy playing the solo in the Detroit one.
See, I would imagine that another band that's probably like that, Gorillaz.
I've never like paid attention to them.
My understanding is that it's an animated band and it has like the same sort of members that are in it, sort of, but like it's also an orchestra. So it's like forever changing depending on what songs are needed and what parts are being played. And then since it's an orchestra, I mean, so many of those people are probably interchangeable.
Yep. But so that's my plans going on for the next couple of days.
Well, that sounds fun. I have more tests coming up. I have an MRI on my brain.
No, you said you have tomorrow. You have some shit going. No, not tomorrow. Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday. Yeah,
So
Tuesday I
today
go
is
get the stitches
Sunday.
out.
For of recording, day of recording is the 14th.
got
So if we don't talk about something that happened before this episode comes out, it's because it happened after we recorded.
Yeah, I have 8 stitches up top. There's a bunch more underneath. I'll get the 8 on top.
I don't
take
have my
them
knife
out.
here. I was just taking care of it for you.
Just cut them out, pull them, yank them. I'll get those out Tuesday. I'll get the results from the biopsy, hopefully, Tuesday. And then I have my foot aspiration Tuesday. And then on the 29th,
Have you figured?
MRI of the brain. And
I know you were like
spine.
trying to figure out rides and shit with that. Have you figured much out about it?
I do have a friend, a good friend of mine, that's going to be taking me to the appointments on Tuesday.
Cool.
Yeah, she's great. She'll be taking me.
But yeah, so you got medical shit going on.
I do.
I just got family stuff, trying to like squeeze family time in with my home time.
You are always pretty busy. You just work so much, man.
Yeah, then I try to squeeze
and then
the
you
rest
do
of my
all this.
life in.
You do all this editing all the time, and
Yep, but it's worth it. It's a little. It can be frustrating and stressful at times, but it's worth it in the
this
end.
is also therapeutic because we get to talk about things that are going on as well, and just kind of put it out into the atmosphere.
Yep. Speaking of talking about things, so I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Mr. Trump was at some rally. Now we don't really talk about political shit here, but this is like political but not political.
We're gonna bring it up.
It's just more of Trump got shot at.
My immediate reaction was that it was something that he set up for himself.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that say it either way.
I think it was set up. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think it was set up.
He was like in Pennsylvania doing a campaign. There was like popping sounds that got went off. He was seen like a couple seconds later holding his like ear, and there was like looked like blood on his face. It was in Butler, Pennsylvania, which is on the west side, so it's within like 2 hours of us.
I saw the video. I saw some pictures of what his face looked like after his ear was hit. The blood sure did splash him in just the right way on his face, with his hand up, his fist up. You go over that picture. Is there a way to pull that one up? Look at that. Look at us. Look at the way that blood just happened to splash him across his face, just right there like that. I don't know. It's so shitty.
Yeah.
That someone got killed. Someone actually did get killed, and it was not him.
So such and such shooter got killed, and then there was somebody else at the event that also died.
So do we know the guy's name? Who did it yet? Who did it? What's his name? Let me see him. Let me see his face. I want to talk to his mother. I want to tell her some things. I want to tell her what I think of this. I don't approve. I know that. I don't
think
approve of
they
it.
have released the name.
No.
Oh, it's been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks,
Jesus Christ. Mr. Crooks.
20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania.
Tom Crooks. Tom M. Crooks. You know who that reminds me of is Tom M. Riddle, Lord Voldemort.
We're not transitioning to Harry Potter yet. This remains as an active ongoing investigation. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
But thing is, they don't really talk about
What?
the other person that died in this one.
I really do, because of this green screen, look like I belong in a special ed class.
It's not the green screen.
Woo! He got me. He shot me down. I was flying and he shot me down. You son of a bitch. What else we got?
I'm just trying to find info on the attendee.
On who?
Yeah, the attendee that died.
Well, it was a firefighter, is my understanding. I think it was a firefighter, was it not?
Well, it just says one attendee, so I'm trying to find.
Attendee. As someone who attended where there was that. Of course, it was an attendee. They couldn't have been killed if they were not an attendee of the rally. You couldn't have been killed because then you wouldn't have been there. You had to be attending it. Thank you, Captain Evidente.
2 injured.
So there's 2 people there. How many
Corey
bullets were fired?
Comparator was a victim who was killed.
How many bullets were shot? How many times was this gun fired?
Just says multiple shots. Doesn't say an actual number. It just says he fired multiple shots from a building rooftop just outside the rally venue before he was killed by SS.
I just don't know about this. It seems like there'd be a lot more hype and fear over this if this was something to really, really worry about.
Yeah.
You know?
I think also there's not as much because he's not an active president.
That, and he's also, the guy's already dead who did it, apparently. They took him out.
Yeah.
I wonder who
the biggest thing
volunteered
is
for
people are saying there's a lot of questions about the handling of security around rallies. Like how if you've got Secret Service agents with an ex-president, how is there anyone within a mile that has access to do this? So that's the big question is like, it's supposed to be a presidential event.
I mean, if you...
And this guy, like, it
At
was
this
close
stage
enough to
in our
make
life,
shots.
how are we able to do this?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
that's that part of the nose. I figured something that
I just feel like...
probably addressed because it's pretty much the biggest piece of news going on at the moment.
Yeah.
So
You're not wrong. It's a big piece of news.
I figured we do our due diligence and talk about it. As far as people killing people, we got Harry Potter. Now we can transition into your...
Well, I don't even know that I want to, Zane.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know that I want to do it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I shut down his first attempt to transition. Now he's mad.
No, it wasn't even that. I wasn't trying to transition. I just don't know that I'm ready for it yet. I feel like I have to build up to it. I need to harness my chi and realign my
He's hurt.
karma and
he
just
looks like a middle school, like a prep school, middle school kid. With his polo.
All right. You want to know the real reason that I'm dressed like this and that I have this polo on and my hair slicked back? It's because I have, Zane, if you must know, attended numerous classes in School of Magic, and I have to take a test soon. And they said they want us dressed appropriately.
I feel like polo's not appropriate dress.
Well, that's why I have my hair slicked back, at least. And the polo is acceptable, but I have to wear something over it.
Huh. Well,
like I said, I've been practicing a lot of magic, Zane. A
Really?
lot.
Okay.
A lot. And I've had to read numerous books. I was also with my mother the other day.
it's your mother.
She is a muggle.
Wow.
And she said to me, Nicholas, you've been going through some things recently. A lot, some would say. And as a child, I used to buy you a CD or a game or something when you would go through something traumatic. We were in a store. Ollivanders, it said. Nicholas, let me buy you your first wand. And I said, Mom, what do you think? I mean, yes, absolutely. And here it is. This is made, and you already know, with the pubic hair of a unicorn. It's rare. It is sleek. in its design. It is sturdy. And I am ready for my
I need you to calm down with it,
OWLS.
because if you break anything in here, I'll be upset.
I apologize. Let me set it down.
I know you're still learning.
I will set it down for a moment in time only to discuss some of these books. Now, Zane, hold on. I have been reading a few things. One, as we know, let's just get right to it. I am on number 5. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I read number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This is number 5, and I'm halfway through it. And this is the biggest one.
I have been attempting to catch up. I am 9 chapters into number 4, since we have last recorded.
9 chapters into number
4. I have read 3 whole books, or listened to. I do audiobook as a work. 3 of the books since we last recorded. And I'm 9 chapters into...
That's good. So you're doing your homework as well.
Huh?
At this point, which character do you feel like you most relate to? If you had to choose a character out of there, if you had to say, this is my spirit animal, who is it? Zane?
My spirit animal? Out of the characters so far in Harry Potter...
Mine will surprise you. It is unusual.
I feel like I'm somewhere with, like, between, like, Mr. Weasley.
You've caught my fucking interest.
Or, like, honestly, I feel like Mr. Weasley is probably, like, the one I'd say, like, I feel like I would be the closest with.
I like that. Okay.
Or like,
what's a good teacher? Who's your favorite teacher so far?
I'd say Lupin.
Yeah, I like Lupin too. I loved Lupin.
I mean,
Lupin's great.
But they also intentionally make the dark arts teachers interesting because they're short-lived.
They are.
I'd say of the teachers that have stayed,
I like McGonagall.
McGonagall is a classic one.
Dumbledore, of course. You love, you love Dumbledore, although he's not technically a teacher. He's a headmaster.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other one too. I'd say I kind of get along with or like identify with is like Oliver Wood.
The Quidditch,
the competitiveness.
Yeah, and at this point, in book 5, he's left.
Oh yeah, he left.
We're gonna do this for you and tell you right now.
Book 4, he's already gone.
Spoilers for Harry Potter. And at this point, if you're not caught up on Harry Potter,
it's been out for years.
You should just go do it. I mean, I'm not, but from this, you're going to be spoilers up to 5 right now. 5 spoilers midway through.
Yeah, but
just in case. In case.
Wood was already gone. He already graduated by book 4.
Wood?
Yeah, book 3 was his senior year, his 7th year.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
you also don't really acknowledge his absence in 4 because it was so focused on the Triwizard. Yeah,
but it brings it up at the beginning.
Can we also
because they run into Wood at the World Cup?
How different are the fucking movies from these books, especially once you get to 4 and 5? Mm-hmm. I mean, Fleur Delacour, however you say her name.
I'm not into
in the book, she is portrayed as like almost like the seductive, like people can't walk past her without like swooning because they're a certain type of magic person that's just like draws people to you. That's not really mentioned in the movie at all. And even when I'm in 5 right now, and I was kind of just like midway through 5, let me watch like part way through the movie. Let's see if I get halfway through the movie to halfway through the book. It's out of order. Things are out of order. They even how the secret room is found.
Don't even watch the movies till you finish the books. Is how I would have gone about it.
I just do things in a weird artistic way sometimes.
Yeah, it's just because of how they do it. Like it's almost at least finish the book first.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do any more. Yeah. But you're right. It's so I wanted to see just this is my first attempt of.
There's so many details that they change or do different. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of.
Did you also know the WB symbol gets darker and darker and it changes? Most people, or a lot of people, some Harry Potter fanatics will go, you know what I can do? I can magically tell you which Harry Potter movie we're about to watch based upon the WB logo. And by the time that WB logo hits, I'll know exactly which one it's going to be.
Yep, because it changes as the movie goes on.
It's different. Each WB one is different. It sort of gets darker and
it's
nastier looking.
But I'm only like 9 chapters in, so they're still at the World Cup right now. In where I'm at on book 4, but they run into Oliver Wood at the beginning of 4 at the World Cup, and he tells them, he's like, "Oh, I got signed to a Quidditch team." So that's where you first.
I will admit that I forget that part.
Yeah, you just
I just forgot about that
They're
part.
going through the campsite to go get the water when they first get to the campsite. And they're like running into guys from school.
Oh, that's right.
They run into Wood, and Wood's like, "Yeah, I got signed to a minor league."
Yeah, you're
Quidditch team."
right.
So that's when it's the first time you talk about him. Since,
Very brief. Yeah, that was after they took the port key.
Yep. And they're at the campsite, and they're like, "We need to go get water." So they walk across. They run into all their like school friends and stuff.
Yeah. The chapters, I mean, as the books get bigger, or as the books go on, the books kind of get bigger. It's not to say that they always get bigger, because the 5th one is obviously the largest, and then they just kind of like stay around that 700-page mark. But as they get bigger, the chapters obviously are bigger. They're more descriptive. They deal with more advanced topics, and
it's just because the lore
gets
deeper.
It gets
at that
dark.
point. Yeah.
It gets dark, man. It just, you feel it. It's like heavy. So far, let's say 1 through 4. Since you're 4 in, of those 4, top 1. What's your favorite one?
Well, I'm only partway through 4, so I have to finish it before I can really grade it. So I'm only literally like 4 hours into a 21-hour book.
Okay. The first 3 are so great. They're all so
great.
great.
I'd say 3.
3. That's what I did too. That's
just
what I
because
said
of the lore it brings, the info you get.
Yeah.
Without giving too many spoilers.
And you also get a taste of the Dursleys, and you also get a taste of.
You just get a lot of in-depth.
I like the night bus.
Yeah, like it's just a lot of info given to you during that book. A lot of like hints at stuff for later in the book that, like, you're like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like I have already read through it and watched all the movies. It's like going back through and trying to see what I remember at this point. But it's still like, even having had like seen it before, when they're giving you like going through and they like drop a hint on something, you're like, oh. Because like later in the book, you're like, oh, that's what that was. Oh, that's what's going on. Because like spoilers, book 3, Crookshanks is like so like independent as a cat and then they talk about the people that can change form.
Animagus.
Yeah, that you start to think.
They say Animagus.
Yeah, and they start to think that Crookshanks might be one, with how like independently minded the cat seems. That it's almost like they're leaning you towards thinking Crookshanks is one, but then you find out he's just a cat. He's just smart.
Yeah, the blame was all on Crookshanks for a while, like it was the problem.
Yeah, but it's just saying, but like Crookshanks is like doing so much and like so targeted.
As I was reading this, I was kind of wondering if J.K. Rowling kind of went back and had to, as she was writing it, go back and go, you know what, I'm going to change this guy's name so it actually does rearrange and it spells Voldemort. Or I'm going to take this guy here, this rat that has been a part of his family forever, and I'm going to tie that in now.
Well,
it wasn't pre-planned, but now I'm going to tie it in because I can do this. I can say, well, okay, well, remember how I've been. I wonder how much of it was premeditated and how much like came as she was writing.
I think it was a lot of it was premeditated, because like the rat, like first book, he's like, yeah, this rat's been in our family for years, and then it's mentioned not long, like the second one is like,
yeah, but it could have just been as a representation that, you know, he's so poor, his family's so poor that everyone's had this fucking rat, you know.
No, I still.
And then later on, she's like, I really need to tie this somehow where it was with. It could be his rat. He can be.
I think things like the rat.
She really thought
and
ahead.
Like
Do you think she thought 4 fucking books in?
Yeah,
and was like, I'm telling you, I'm not going to release this.
I think she had an outline, because like I learned a lot about how some of the people write their books when I did like the research on like the Dune books, and he had the entire storyline mapped out before he even started writing the first book. He had like thousands of pages of just like outlines and ideas and potential plots before he even started fully writing the book.
That's just wild, man.
Yeah.
That's so much time.
I read a thing
How do you
where
have
like
that much
his
time?
son and like Frank Herbert's like son and stuff, the author of Dune, found 10,000
I just
plus
got fucking zapped.
10,000 plus pages of notes and outlines and shit from him writing Dune.
Damn.
10,000 pages of just notes and scrawls and fucking outlines and doing the shit and trying to connect shit.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's wild.
Yeah. So you've been reading Harry Potter?
I have been reading Harry Potter. I've also been reading some, just while I've been reading about magic. Magic is practiced in all kinds of different things. And some people even say the Holy Bible is a great book of magic that was written. So I've been reading some magic books, or books on, or for pertaining to magic. One of them is called Ritual by Damien Eccles. Damien Eccles was discussed briefly here before. I don't want to discuss him too much as far as like his personal history, but this is a grimoire of just different meditative practices or practices to help bring your attention a certain direction, just to really think a little bit more about certain things in a different type of way. So it's just a grimoire book. Ritual. If you're interested and you want to know more about that one, I just suggest that you look it up. That's all I'm going to say about that one. The other is also by Damien Eccles. This one is called High Magic. This is a...
You talked about, this is the book you talked about when you talked about Eccles in the previous episode.
Yeah, I have been reviewing this. This is a book that I have been reading for years, and I have not made it through. It's not even that big, as you will see. But you can't go further in until certain other things are understood. And even if you go further in because you haven't read before, you don't understand them. So it really wouldn't make sense to skip too far ahead. I am going over the middle pillar once more. If you have further interest in this, message us or look it up yourself, or I can discuss it another time. But we're going to skip on to a different one right now. On top of that, and the one that we could talk about the most, is the Book of Thoth.
So I have heard of the Book of Thoth, not the actual Book of Thoth, but I've heard of Thoth. He's Egyptian god. I can't remember exactly what he was the god of, but it's the god of the moon, wisdom, knowledge, things of that sort. I first learned about him because of video games. Played a game called Smite, where all the characters are based off of gods and deities of different religions and stuff all over the world.
Okay.
Thoth is Thoth, however you want to pronounce it, is one of the characters. He's a magic guy. He floats around, has a book floating in front of him. There's an item in the game called the Book of Thoth that you can get. So that's why I do know of him a little bit.
Let's look up this pronunciation right now. How is it pronounced? Because I said Thoth, you say Thoth. Thoth. Let's see. I'm just curious. I want to say it's just Thoth, but I'm not. I could be wrong. I'm reading it contextually. Again, I'm just learning.
Let's listen.
Wow, I just built the most.
Never mind. We're gonna listen to an ad first.
You build your own workflow?
We're gonna listen to an ad. It's gonna tell us how to speak. And
Thoth or tote.
Tote, Thoth or tote? What? Say it again.
Thoth or tote.
Thoth or tote? Well, I was wrong.
Thoth or tote.
The Book of Thoth.
Yeah.
The Book of Thoth. Again, I don't know about. I kept saying the Book of Thoth. I just picked it up. I like
Thoth.
Aleister Crowley.
Well, then this is a whole different way.
Thoth.
This
says
is
Thoth.
Thoth.
And then this one says how to pronounce it correctly. And it's probably completely different.
What does this say?
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this Egyptian god of writing, magic, wisdom, and the moon. Yes, the moon. But how do you go about pronouncing its name? We're not exactly sure how the ancient Egyptians were pronouncing it. This is why you will find interpretations, because there's only interpretations of how we assume it should be pronounced. However, the most common way of pronouncing it in English is as Thoth, like an oath, but with an initial TH.
Thoth.
Thoth.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, apparently,
yeah.
so it's just like it's an interpretation thing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we were looking at then was in symbols, pictorial images. So, I mean, but yes, Thoth.
Hieroglyphs.
So the Book of Thoth, I stand corrected. Egyptian Tarot, Aleister Crowley, the Master Therian. This has been really interesting read. And I'll tell you why. It's because I have the Thoth Tarot, which is a different pictorial representation of it. This goes into the history behind the tarot. It goes into kind of the AA a little bit and other secret societies such as Freemasonry. So there's history in it. There's also, it kind of just like, I find it so interesting when he starts talking about Hebrew and how there is an undeniable correlation between words and numbers, where, and he even gives examples of it. But like, for instance, if I can find this exact, just let me say one thing about him first. He's so goddamn cryptic that sometimes when you read what he's saying, you feel like you're not getting everything because you don't even understand everything he's trying to convey. But once I really like got into here and I started reading it a little bit, it was saying, like the origin of the tarot, the contents of the tarot, the theory of the correspondence of the tarot. Oh my God, dude, Zane, I really want... Oh, here it is. Here's a little thing. Nevertheless, the evidence is equally strong that there is something, not a little of something, but a great deal of something, a something which excludes all reasonable theories of coincidence in the correspondence between words and numbers. So, the examples he used, he says it will be proper later in this essay to describe the Holy Kabbalah somewhat fully and to discuss relevant details. The part of it which is here relevant is called gematria. Now, and I apologize if I pronounce any of this incorrectly. I'm just reading it. I don't know it. However, I do find it interesting. A science in which the numerical value of a Hebrew word, each letter being also a number, links that word with others of the same value, or a multiple thereof. For example, ACHD, and again, I don't quite know all of this stuff, but you see here, and there's an ACHD, which means unity. Okay? 1 plus 8 plus 4 equals 13, considering what those letters equal numerically. And AHBH, love, 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 equals 13. This fact is held to indicate the nature of unity is love. Then IHVH, Jehovah, 10, 5, 6, 5 equals 26. 2 times 13. Therefore, Jehovah is unity manifested in duality. So he's giving examples of things like this. Like, for instance, the Hebrew word mother equals a certain amount, and the Hebrew word father equals a certain amount. And if you add them or subtract those two words, you get child. Okay, and I don't know the exact order. I'm just like giving you an example. But like, so much of the Hebrew alphabet directly correlates to numbers. So then you take the correlation between words or letters in the Hebrew alphabet, which now let's just think about the Bible for a second, where it says God is the word was God, right? We understand that words have power, indicative of power to certain degrees. And there's a whole philosophy behind this and all. But once you find out that those alphabets, including like Egyptian, correlated numerically, which also correlated with the stars, and so much that when you think about it all and when you go over it scientifically, knowing what we know now that we don't know that they somehow knew, there's an almost undeniable general understanding without understanding that they may have had communications beyond what we have communications with. There's almost a direct link between, like, they would have to know more about the heavens than we are typically even capable of understanding to even come up with something like the tarot where it works. So I've been diving into this. I've been in a bit of a wormhole, and much like Sirius Black, for instance, I'm sort of ostracized right now and just being sucked dry by these magic stones that are in me until I figure out what they are. They're like the Dementors, man. They're just fucking sucking me dry. And not like a good suck job, not like a gob job. We're talking like a bad suck job.
He's down bad.
We're talking a 13-year-old with braces who's never done this before.
Why'd you have to go 13?
Because I'm 13 at the time as well, and she has braces, and she just got them on, and she said,
a
"Look,
very-
Nick, I just got back from vacation."
That's a very thin line.
It was a real situation.
We don't.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, Zane.
Don't.
I'm still not over it. Now, what I will say is that we also have some other things to discuss. And as much as I'd love to sit here with you all day long and everything as well, I don't want to stay in my school uniform, you know, and this is formal wear. Okay. And
That's formal wear.
this is formal for us. All right. I could not afford Hogwarts. I go to back alley butt fuck, like school in the middle of nowhere. And that's why I have a Ronald Weasley wand, and I chose this wand specifically because the texture of it and the fibers, the microfibers used to weave the nut hair of this unicorn, bro. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you can't, dude.
So really, if we could just talk about something else, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable.
All right. So, what else you got for me? What are you wearing right now? Body art? You got a different brand on you every day.
It's all owned by Coke. Girlfriend's dad works for Coke, so there's just a lot of Coke merchandise around.
Yeah.
Powerade. That's one of my other shirts is Powerade.
And you had Monster. Is Monster
Monster's
owned by Coke?
It's also owned by
Really?
Coke. Yep.
Wow.
So Coke stuff's kind of just around.
You hear that?
I have lots of Coke around. Do with you what you will with that information. But yeah, outside of that, we're just trying to get back into our groove ever since the hard drive issue.
I got fucking shocked again. That's twice now this episode. Just keep in mind, medical issue.
Drugs. I'm just kidding. It's not drugs.
What? No. No. There's no drugs.
Drugs might solve it,
I
but
literally have neurological issues.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. So to just get ready for the concert tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
that does sound fun.
What
What time is it?
It's like 6:45 is when the opener starts.
Okay. And do you know who's opening?
There's a group called Yacht Rock Review.
Yacht Rock Review.
Yeah, they just kind of do old rock cover type shit.
Stuff you'd hear on a yacht when you're just sitting on a yacht and you just listen to a little something. That's the stuff you're gonna hear here. Yacht music.
That's not.
It's fancy.
Yacht Rock Review.
Yeah, get
I
on
don't know
that yacht, girl. Let
much
me take
about
you to my
them,
yacht, girl.
but they're the openers, and then it's
You're not even gonna
REO
play them. You're not
Speedwagon.
gonna play a little bit of the yacht
No,
boys.
I was just trying to look up
Yiggy, yiggy,
about
yacht.
them.
Let me see what he looks like. What? No, that's not that. That's a commercial, right?
No, official video, buddy.
That is not. Shut the fuck up. That's not true. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
gonna be vibey. I mean,
That's the openers.
I could see them opening up for like Foxy Shazam.
And then REO Speedwagon, and then Train.
Okay, all right.
So looking forward to that. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That does sound like it's gonna be fun.
But as I said, outside of that, we just kind of still working on rebuilding assets since the hard drive issue.
Yes.
So we're slowly getting we're kind of back on track. There's just a couple little things we've had to improvise along the way.
So when are we expecting to have stuff out, Zane?
This episode, I'm trying to stick to a schedule of Tuesdays for our podcast release.
Okay. So today's a Sunday.
Yep.
We're gonna have this out. Oh, it just took a picture of us.
It does that.
It likes to do that sometimes.
It's just trying to keep memories for us.
Yeah.
So this will be Tuesday, and then I don't know if it'll be tonight. Probably tonight. I'll get the No One Asked. So Sunday night, No One Asked video. So
Basically,
there should be a new episode.
by
of
the
No One Asked.
time
By
you're
the time you
watching
see
this,
there should
this
be
will be out.
there should be a new one on our second channel, so the link will be down below. It's also at the bottom of the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, at the very bottom, you'll find a link to the No One Asked channel as well.
You'll find it. Just go
But yeah,
look.
outside of that, man, it's been another good week.
It's
to
been
hang
a
out with
good
you as
week. I'm
always.
glad to be here. I'm glad to be.
Hopefully, some medical shit gets figured out for you. And
I'm
you
sure it
stop
will.
having fucking spasms, and you can get
I've
back
been
to
overworking on my magic, man. That's what it is. It's just sucking the life.
your Patron is just draining you.
The Patronus is what it was because what I and then I did I was trying to get a gob job the other day and
I told you to stay away from the gob job.
I think instead of with
You got to get a tongue toffee. That'll help with the gob job.
is that what I need?
Yeah, you give it to whoever's giving you the gob job. Give them a tongue toffee, and then they'll have the real big ass tongue to do it for you.
Oh, see, and that's what you need because of the swirl.
Yeah.
Okay, well, say
Yeah,
hello to
anyway.
your mother for me.
Tell somebody you love them, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know down below anything you want to hear us talk about. Tell us you hate us. I don't care. Just
Tell
comment
us
down
to
below.
shut the fuck up.
Fucking love you.
Say hello to your goddamn mother.
See ya.
Goodbye.